Hello, Rugby Hub viewers, and welcome back. We are super excited to share with you guys our team of the tournament for the Rugby Championship. We had a little bit of a break to reflect on a beautiful Rugby Championship. And yeah, we just want to thank you guys for all your support this far. I think we are well over 220 subscribers on YouTube, and we also have about 100 and something on Instagram. So we really appreciate all your support, and
Epic. Those numbers.
please coming back. Yeah.
Triple digits.
Yes, for sure. We will do that. Please come back for more and leave us your thoughts and comments in the channel below as well. Those of you who don't follow us on Instagram, as I assume some of you don't have Instagram. But please keep coming back, share with friends and family. We really appreciate it. But for today, Goran, let's get straight into it with the team of the tournament.
Gabsy, it's so good to see you again. We've spoken about this now before the recording started, how much we've actually missed just chatting with each other during these recordings. But yeah, let's talk about the Rugby Championship team of the tournament. Obviously, after the 6 rounds of the Rugby Championship, each team has faced the other twice with a very tight finish towards the Rugby Championship, with at the end the All Blacks retaining the Rugby Championship title and also walking away with the Bledisloe Cup in between. And that is, if you didn't know that already, is a little recap for you. So what we did is we put out the in their respective positions, each player from each team, and allowed you guys to vote online on our Instagram channel, and there we got the results. Now, that being said, from our 110 subscribers, our 110 followers on Instagram, most of them, I'm presuming, is South African, so we might get a slight biased opinions, but nevertheless, it looks like a very strong team. Obviously, we also consider the fact that with the All Blacks and the Springboks ending top of the table, a lot of the players from their teams have made this team. We did not pick a bench, unfortunately, but we left it all to you. So let's go through the forwards. At number 1, Gabsy.
Steven Kitshoff with 67% on the votes.
The fire.
It's definitely worth giving a special mention to Ethan de Groot as well. I think he had the second most votes.
Thomas Gajo.
Thomas Gajo, yeah, definitely.
And then obviously not making the cut this time around was the Australian captain, James Slipper. Unfortunately not, but I think Steven Kitshoff had a wonderful tournament, and so did our Instagram followers also think so. At hooker at number 2, which really divided opinions in a very tight call, we have Malcolm Marx on the hooker position. I mean, he has been an animal. He's been a talking point and almost every column from Rugby Scribes. And then obviously very close to his stats, actually, you've got Samisoni Tokyo from the All Blacks, who've had he's had an incredible tournament as well. I think each week we mention him within our reviews. He's been a very exciting player, and also I know that Cody Taylor and Dan Cole struggled to get that shirt off him. So moving on, Frans Malherbe.
Another
South African front row. But I mean, you don't really have to argue too much about having a South African front row. They are quite known to be very good in the scrums, and Frans Malherbe is no exception to that. He's really been picking up his workload as the tournament progressed. He had 80% votes on our Instagram, plus minus, with special mentions to Tyrell Lomax. Moving on then, Gabsy, let's enter into the lock positions. Do you think it will be a South African or not? Let's hope.
In the number 4 jersey, I believe 100% that there will be a South African.
I mean, it's got to be Benetze. He is a monster. Brody Retallick returned sort of late from injury, so he didn't quite get a full tournament in him, but he was very good as well. But Benetze is the stalwart for the Springboks. I mean, the physicality that he brings to the game, his rugby knowledge, and his knowledge around the breakdown is something that is very valuable to the Springboks. So he's got that. locked up. So, and then finally we mix up the colors within our jerseys for the team of the tournament. We got at number 5, Sam Whitelock, hitting it with 47%. He's had a great tournament. He's led very well, I think, with Sam Cane to turn their campaign around and actually bring the All Blacks to victory. I think a special mention would be for me to Lavanini. I know his discipline again let him down, unfortunately, towards the end of the tournament. But yeah, he's been very strong for that Argentinian forward pack, leading from the front with his tackles and his physicality.
No, definitely.
Let's hit it
100%.
to the Lucy's, Gabsy. At number 6.
I mean, number 6, you also see a South African once again. I think it's worth mentioning here, like you said, a lot of the teams have made so many changes throughout, including the All Blacks, actually, when it comes to the loose trios. So, I mean, we had in there Frizzell on 6, Gonzalez, Kulisi, and Fraser McWright, just because we believe he deserved also to be on the polls. However, he played in different positions, and there, Kulisi was once again the guy that always started in 6, and he had a solid tournament throughout. His work rate was tremendous. But I would really give a special mention to all of those players, Gonzalez, Frizzell, and McWright. They all played really well. What is the objection?
Gonzalez. If there's one player that I would choose, I think Kulisi and Gonzalez were.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, anyways, let's switch over there to the 7 flank.
The 7 flank, we've gone with All Black captain Sam Cane, with a great special mention to Pete Samu.
They had the same amount of votes. They had the same amount
of vote. We went for Sam Cane around this time around because, I mean, he is the All Black captain, and the stuff that he had to do off the ball, the captaincy and all those press conferences that he had to sit next to
Fozzie.
Fozzie, to deal with those difficult questions. So, I think he thoroughly deserved. Obviously, Kremer also in there. He had a fantastic tournament as well. On number 8, which was by far the most difficult to choose. You got the likes of Jasper Wiese, Pablo Matera, Valentini, Rob Valentini, and Adi Salvia. I mean, how and where, and can I use all 4 of them, please? In the end, our fans went there with Salvia.
Yeah.
Who has been carrying the All Blacks in tough times and has been leading from the front in good times. So,
I mean,
it's hard
well
to
deserved.
There.
Well deserved.
But yeah, all of those names have been Gabsy. So
no, definitely. I think 8 was definitely the toughest one. But then to get over to the backs, I think 9 was not that difficult. I think Aaron Smith took it. They won the championship. He started for the majority of the tournament. And, he always played a solid game of footy. Maybe he wasn't that loud like we know he could be, or that influential, but at the end of the day, he did the job and he got the job done. Special mention there to Hendrikse and also to Nick White for changing rugby forever.
Better now also. I mean, I'm a fan of him, but anyway.
And then
no, good for Aaron Smith, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Then to get to our explanation for the 10 fly-off jersey, we had Damien Willemse, Richie Mohanga, and then Carreras and Foley in there. Damien Willemse took it, very close call with Mohanga, and we feel that we also prefer him to take it. He's been jumping around between positions. It was his first tournament at international level where he was the first string player. He started on fullback. He had to switch over to fly-off. He played a bit at inside center. He's been all over, and he's really just shown that he's ready to take the next step and lead the Springboks. We've also seen the games where he was involved at 10, a completely different Springbok side. So Damien Willemse gets that one. Switching over to the centers. Yeah, very, very much deserved.
It's a tough one. Inside center was a tough one, man.
Yeah, because they were also quiet.
They were quiet.
Yeah, we had with the polls there, the 70% for the Allende and the rest was for Havili. So I think, it goes to Damien de Allende there, having said that he had a quiet start, but towards the end of the tournament, he was much more influential. He grew into the tournament. And then on the outside center, you also see a South African, Lucanio definitely a special mention to Johanne. But even though Lucanio played such a small part of the tournament, we still think he's probably the best player in world rugby right now.
I will choose him for team of the week in the URC. He hasn't even played yet, but I mean, in those few games that he played, I think very few people can argue about the exceptional skill and his technical abilities on defense that he has. About him being selected at number 13, and yes, Ioane is getting up there. I think he's growing each week.
Definitely. I mean, he's also
position.
shown again, what a threat he can be on attack towards the latter end of the tournament. Then to get to the wings, on 11 we have Marika Corabetti. I think that's the first Australian in the team. And
correct.
He takes the edge there over Mapimpi and Caleb Clark. I think thoroughly deserved. He was really tremendous throughout the tournament. He had one or two more quiet games. But Caleb Clark, of course, deserves a special mention, and Makazolo Mapimpi always,
I think about Lucio Sinti, he's also been.
I mean, he wasn't.
It's just tough.
Yeah,
I must say, Argentinian wingers maybe didn't get the majority of the ball always, or get over the score sheet as much, but. But yeah, Marika Corabetti for sure, Gabsy. Yeah, I mean, he's been great. Wow.
And then on the other wing, I think you're not so happy about this one, if I remember correct what we talked about earlier. But Will Jordan takes this one, and Moody also had the second amount of votes there. And your man was not there, Buffelli.
Oh, but I think honestly, I don't know what our Instagram followers has been like, what strain of grass they smoke, but how is Buffelli not chosen here? I mean, how good has he been? What else does he need to do? Okay, I get it. Will Jordan can score from anywhere, but Buffelli can kick from anywhere. I mean, it's just, anyways.
Yeah.
And you got Moody and McBride. It's not McBride. Tom Wright as well.
Tom Wright. Yeah, he also actually played really well in the last couple of games. Also played at fullback earlier on. But yeah, then to round it up and come to our last player of the team of the tournament on 15, we've got Jordie Barrett snatching it there from Willie Leroux. I know some of our fans have been giving Willie a little bit of slack, or a little bit of stick. But anyways, I mean, I think people always hate him after one bad game. Anyways, Jordie Barrett takes that one, obviously, without a doubt. I think he's had a tremendous tournament, and he ended off at inside center just to show his versatility once again. Just like him, if I could have two young guys in my backline, I would like Jordie and Damon Willemse, and those two players I think can destroy anything.
Jordie's been very good, and it seems like he's like the player for Ian Foster, that he has to be in the team. Doesn't matter where he plays, he's got to be in the team. Yeah, the one player, Gabs, that's the one player that I thought people would definitely reach out about is there's no Beauden Barrett on any of these papers or sheets. So
sadly he was playing too much of. Yeah, sadly was coming too much off the bench, and he didn't really have that much involvement.
Yeah, and then he's on fullback, then he's on 10, so it kind of mixed our whole selection thing up a little bit, but special mention to Beauden Barrett, who's just always good.
Definitely, of course. I mean, of course. And then, Gordon, just to finish it off, player of the tournament for you, do you have anybody there in mind?
Wow, man. You're putting me on the spot, but I would have to go with... because it's going to have to be a player who played a lot of the games as well. I would go with Malcolm Marx.
Yeah,
I think he's been very good every single game. I don't know. You fell silent. Who do you think?
I actually would go there with Samisoni Takahao. I think he really made the two jersey his own. He really played a tremendous tournament, and even though he didn't start in that last game, I don't understand why, still not. Anyways, I think he really made that two jersey his own.
Yeah, he's a very good I think we both have good hookers, and maybe one day I can choose your hooker and you can choose my hooker. I mean, we never know. Here on the Rugby Hub, what's possible.
Of course. But yeah,
then was
Gori, on that
Gabsy.
note,
We
yeah,
yeah.
I just wanted to say our time is up. We will be back with some more content on the URC. So for those of you
Mm,
who are interested in that, please come back for more. And we'll probably be following the South African teams. And also, we'll build up towards the end of the year tours where obviously South Africa is going to play in Europe, and we'll probably cover a bunch of the other international games as well.
yeah, for
But
sure.
keep coming back to the channel. We know we've been promising it, but we will have on a surprise guest at some stage in the near future, and that will definitely be an episode not too much. So please turn on that notification for reminding you to watch when there's a
A
new
new
Rugby Hub
video coming
episode.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we will have a surprise in the near future. I promise you that. Anyways, Goran,
Mm.
thank you so much for your time. And guys, please
Thank
go and
you,
let us know
Gabs.
what you think. Go and let us know where you disagree. And yes, thank you once again so much for
Check
all
the
your
team
support.
below. We'll put it in the description. Cheers, guys. Cheers, Gabs.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Gori. Bye.
Bye.